motivation, meditation, inspiration. If it's not one of three, I don't want it. Talking about open up your mentality and your ability to fail. Hearing what I'm saying? If you're succeeding, let it become a result. If you're failing, work towards achieving success. And a lot of times we lose that mentality and we lose that ability. But when we put our minds in a place where what we're utilizing on a daily basis is becoming who we are, and that our failures and our success become a part of overcoming our challenges, then when we succeed and fail, they become one and the same. And so, what type of challenges are you facing off against today that you might be able to utilize that kind of knowledge? And you see, a lot of us, we don't recognize what it means to succeed and fail, but at the same exact time, twins, like there are twins, failure and success are the same thing. If you're not learning, if you're not growing, if you're not achieving, if you're not bringing yourself to that form of place, to that form of mentality, to where what's going on today is bringing you closer to where you're going to be tomorrow, then you're not pushing yourself to that point where your failures become your successes. And it's quite amazing when you achieve what you're meant to become, when your light inside becomes a part of your purpose. And that comes from those type of things, that come from those type of places and those type of challenges, ultimately becomes a reflection on the outside. And what do I mean by this is that if you start to put your energy in a place where what you're seeking out after starts seeking out after you, then both the internal and the external become manifestation of your subconscious mind. In other words, what you're thinking when you're by yourself and what your internal being is seeking out after. And a lot of times that's the difference that sets somebody who's succeeding and someone who's failing aside. It's not what's going on the outside, it's what's going on the inside that's manifesting its way outwards. And so a lot of us, we feel like we're not worthy. We feel like we're not able to achieve what we're looking to become. But when we put our mind in the place where others aren't willing to go, hey, what's up? Hey, we're just talking about succeeding and failing and how both of them are twins, and how when you're doing both, you can become the person you wish to become. My name is Marcel. I have my own transportation company, and did about 9 years of Uber and Lyft, 5 years of car sales, 3.5 years of telesales. And we're talking about opening up your mind, and opening up your ability inside to achieve what you wish to achieve and to what you wish to manifest. And cool. So when we're failing and succeeding, that's cool. You're welcome here. There's a lot of people that are not putting their mind to work out there, and a lot of people that could be putting their mind to work out there, putting their ability and their mentality in place. My name is Marcel. Got one of my people here on the video chat asking my name. Let me ask you people out there, what achievements and failures have you had? What failures have you had that you've been able to overcome? What failures have you had that set your journey up for success? See what I'm saying? If it's not just for somebody else's story, if it was just because it's your story, what part of your journey had to have failures for you to achieve the things that you wish to achieve? And a lot of us out there are just going through those failures. You know, a lot of times we feel defeated and we feel that, but what I'm talking about is embracing the failure and turning them into successes, embracing the challenges and turning them into positivity, understanding the negativities that we face off against on a daily basis, and allowing those to fuel us towards positivity. You hearing what I'm saying? I'm talking about something that a lot of people aren't willing to face off against, and that is how, like for instance, Steve Jobs talks about how the world that we live in is not created by anyone more intelligent than us, that when we accept that, we are able to achieve ourselves, that we're able to achieve the ability to overcome, to open our minds, to open up our abilities, that we could find the positivity. You hearing what I'm saying? Your results could become a manifestation. Your ability inside could open itself up. And each day that I get up and I watch other business owners, not just myself, but others as well, succeed, when I watch others become, when I watch others manifest their dreams, their realities, oh man, that brings joy to my heart. You know why? Because that opens up a knowledge inside. That opens up a part of understanding. That opens up a relation with communication, okay? The ability to speak, the ability to communicate, to become effective in the ability to manifest what we wish to achieve on a daily basis. That's what we're brought here to do. We're here to become that person, to use our own skills, our own abilities, and our own mentality to overcome our challenges. And when we do that, if we're not putting ourselves to a point where the challenges are becoming successes, then quite possibly the question becomes, are we pushing ourselves enough? Are we getting to a level where nobody else is willing to go? Are we getting to a level where nobody else is willing to become? And that's what meditation has taught me. See, a lot of people, they say, well, what real life skill do you learn from meditating? What real life skill? And when you're using it on a daily basis, when you're using the kind of knowledge that failures and successes are the same thing. See, a lot of people are afraid to fail. They're afraid for the things to fall in your face. They're afraid for them to hold them back. And when your successes and failures, see, I think about professional athletes, right? And the thousands of hours that they put in, you know, and the amount of time in which they put into something, and then we see the few times that they succeed, but we forget about the times that they failed, friends. And that's what it's about. It's about becoming that level of success to where your batting average gets up there in the thousands. You know, when we're failing enough to succeed, when what we're becoming and what we're facing off against become a part of our complete journey and our complete path. You know, I think success becomes its manifestation through failure. You hear what I'm saying? I'm saying I enjoy the failures and let the byproducts of success become results. Okay? And when we're able to fail and succeed at the same exact time, and a lot of times the challenge is opening our minds to the point where we don't give up, opening our minds to the point where we can see the greater part in this journey, the greater part in this path, and that it's part of us to get there. It's part of us to become who we want to become. And a lot of times the fear of failing is where people's minds close down. It's in the fear of failing that we don't continue. But if it's in a place where the failure becomes the reason, if it becomes that it's no longer greater than what you're going to do to succeed, then failure and success become twins. And when you're failing and you're succeeding and you're utilizing both at the same exact time, oh man, the joy that comes from that, the joy that comes from failing and succeeding is what becomes results. And even in the gym, if you're not pushing yourself to the point of failure, then you have no ability to succeed. You don't have any ability to expand. And down to every stage in our lives, our relations with the Most High, our relations with our understanding and manifestation in our being, and our purposes on this journey and this path is that you're not going to succeed at everything. We're not meant to know everything. We're meant to find a way to achieve and to open our minds and open up our abilities to where our failures and our successes become a part of what we're wanting to dream. And the question is only asking yourself, is that what you're achieving? Is it something that's going to create a byproduct of you? And is it going to become a part of what your journey, like, for instance, I started a transportation company, and I just dropped off a customer and I had to do a pickup at 4:30 in the morning, and I had one at 1:05 last night. And I was at a mechanic shop learning how to do mechanics from 8 until 5. So the joy is in the process, friends. It's in the process of growth, the process of learning, okay? Not even about just being there, but to actually learn and to grow and to manifest, to perfect your skill, to perfect your craft, to become the person that you wish to become, to manifest the journey in which you wish to achieve. And I'm a business owner, and if I look back, I feel for these people that are out there doing a lot of these Uber and Lyft trips, which I also do on top of all of that, friends. Okay, I've been an Uber and Lyft driver for almost 10 years. I have my own transportation company. I'm dropping off my own customers. Friends, failure and success are part of your journey. Your growth, your path, your purpose becomes a part of you when you start to enjoy that process of failing and succeeding and putting the time and the effort into yourself and into what you wish to become. And it's quite amazing how it's taught me much in this life about how to study, how to grow. And if I could share with you guys that, if I could share with you what it means to be yourself is to ultimately open yourself up to be who you wish to become. And I would like to inspire you to fail. I would like to inspire you to not give up. I'd like to inspire you to put in the time, to put in the effort, to work on your challenges and turn them into successes, to turn them into a part of when you're facing off against challenges. What does it become when you manifest, when you become the dream, when you become the journey, when you become the part with your path, with your purpose? It doesn't end, friends. It becomes, it manifests within you. It becomes a part of what you're wishing to achieve. And, you know, the umpteen 10 years of videos, the 10 years of purpose, the 10 years, I haven't quit once. There's been times in between videos, but it's still part of this path. As your journey grows, friends, as your failures become successes, as your path becomes your purpose, your dreams will open up. Your abilities will find a way. Your past, your present, and your future become centered within you when you understand that the path and the journey, that everything that's happened to you has happened for you, that what you're wanting and what you're seeking out after is also seeking out after you. And what are some of the ways that you can start to dream? What are some of the ways that you can start to become? What are some of the ways that you can start to overcome? Well, I think that one place that we're starting to see a success in simplicity is how in the world simplicity is coming to places like Africa. Okay. Um, and how our world is starting to wake up. Our world is starting to see that each part of what we go through is a growth. I think that a lot of what we have faced off against over the last 5, even 10 years is part of finding ourselves and becoming self-reliant. What does it mean? It means that we're both in the space of speed and slowing down at the same time. The price of things are going up and the incomes are going down. And this is going global. And where we were after the Roaring 20s in the USA is almost similar to where we are now. Okay? And what I mean by this was at a time where people were earning $1 a day, the value of $1 was much greater at that time in purchasing power than $1 is today. So there were people at that time frame when people were earning $1 a day who had $100 million. Now, In a point of time when people are earning $1 a day and someone makes $100 million, what are they doing differently, friends? What is it that they're putting their minds to that we might be able to learn from? And the biggest piece is to not quit. The biggest piece is to get out there and get after it, to put our minds in a place where we open them up. And we can do so. We can become that person when other things are slowing down, to manifest more, to manifest our dreams, to even manifest our ability within who we are. And I would strive to learn, to grow, and to study. Because in doing those things, we become more than what we could even imagine. And so, I do hope that all your dreams become a reality, that your purpose and your journey become, through your failures, your successes. I do hope that you all have a blessed day. As always, namaste.